I'm Latino, so I got like whooped when I was a kid. You know what I mean? Like kids now, they get away with murder. Like, and people will blame other stuff for the murder. Like a kid will like kill other kids and they go, it's because those video games. It's like they always blame video games and music. Like, give me a break, dude. That's like, what if we dug up Genghis Khan? Are we gonna find that he had a copy of Pantera and Call of Duty?
It's time for Laughs. We hit the clubs coast to coast to find the best comics in the country. And now we're bringing it to you. You're gonna love it. Welcome to Laughs. I'm your host, Taylor Tomlinson, and that's pretty much all you need to know about me. Let's get to the show. Here's Liz Mealy.
I don't believe in love at first sight, which I didn't think you had to say after 14. I thought we all just got it. But you'd be surprised, I meet a lot of people. I met a dude pretty recently that was like, I met my wife 10 years ago. I saw her across the room and I knew that I loved her. I was like, that's all well and good, dude, but anybody can love anybody without talking to them. Because from those standards, I fall in love hourly on the subway. But all it takes is noticing that he cuffs his jeans or hearing that he believes in ghosts and it's over. Because love at first sight fades. Real love happens after you've heard all their dumb ideas and you still want to make out with them. That's how you know. I guess I'm trying the online thing. It's just, it's weird. Nobody tells you it's weird. It's a weird place filled with weird people that say some weird stuff. Like, I professionally talk about myself for a living, and I couldn't figure out how to write a profile about myself. All I wrote was that I had a cat and I did stand-up. That's it. Didn't matter, I got a message right away. It was like, you have a cat? I was like, yeah. He's like, I have 9 rats. I wrote back, we're not the same.
I've had all kinds of like alternative kind of jobs, like being a comic as well. I waited tables for years. Like, I don't know if you've ever done that in your life, but that job will change you as a person at your core. I found myself using words I would never use in real life, like folks and alrighty. So, hey, you folks ready to order? Nope, alrighty, I'll just be using. Who am I? It's like, I don't even know myself anymore. And you get in all kinds of uncomfortable situations, like it's just one of those things where you just have to keep your cool because people will treat you like they'll put you to the test. Like, I was giving this woman the specials once and she's just breastfeeding right in front of me, and grilling me, just making sure I won't look. The baby's just like here, and she's like obviously trying to prove a point. Like, I seriously got the feeling the baby wasn't even hungry. And I know, ladies, it's like, it's natural. He's eating. I know he's eating, but I'm just trying to do a thing here, and I'm just, She's like, tell me about the turkey burger. I'm like, yeah, it's mostly breast meat. I don't, It's like she was waiting for me to look down, and I'm a man, like I couldn't help it. I took a little peek by accident, and she just, right on me. And she's like, excuse me, do you have a problem with what I'm doing here? Because this is natural. Do you have a problem with this? And I had to like think fast, I was like, no, it's not that. It's just, we don't allow outside beverages, so.
My daughter is beautiful and amazing, and quite frankly, I'm lucky to be her father. Yeah. I can't remember her name right now, doesn't matter. I didn't say I was a good father. My daughter is 11 and she's on Instagram now, and I'm starting to get a little concerned that she's using it the wrong way. She always wants to know how many likes she gets for a picture versus how many likes I get for a picture. And she's disappointed when I dominate her every single time. I had to sit her down. I was like, hey, it's not about the likes. It's about the fact that I'm way more interesting than you are. Thank you. My daughter goes to a swanky private school in Manhattan in New York City. I was there recently for an event. I was talking with like 6 or 7 other parents. We were talking about school curriculum and what our kids were doing this summer. In some way, somehow, it kind of organically came out in conversation that I'm Puerto Rican. Yeah. I'm not ashamed to be Puerto Rican. I just don't want anyone at that fancy school to know that I'm Puerto Rican. I couldn't help but overhear this one parent say to her friend, she was like, oh my God, Kenny's Puerto Rican? I would have never have guessed. He's like the classiest Puerto Rican I've ever seen. It's like, excuse me, Susan. Couldn't help but overhear everything you just said because, quite frankly, you are the worst whisperer of all time. And Susan, I just want to say, thank you very much. That's easily the nicest thing anyone has ever said about me. But Susan, don't you think that's a little racially insensitive? Susan turned to her friend and she was like, you see? So classy. I thought he was gonna stab me.
The laughs don't have to end. We are on Twitter and Facebook 24/7, and the fans are bringing the funny there. Hit us up at #LaughsTV, and maybe we'll get you up here next. Until then, here's Dustin Nickerson.
Like, have you guys ever noticed the people who say the phrase long story short tell the longest, worst stories? Consistently, right? Like, they'll be 30 minutes into some nonsense about how they thought they lost their library card, but then they found their library card, but then they remembered they didn't need their library card. And they try and put that little bow on it, on the end, like, anyways, long story short. And you just look at them like, no, bad story long. Tell story no, please.
There's boobies on the internet, and sometimes, I looked at them, sorry. But then you ask me about my day, I'm gonna leave it out. And that's what I hate, is that guys have to play dumb with that type of stuff. I hate that. Case in point, me and her were watching a YouTube video. It was 3 old grandmothers reacting to the Kim Kardashian sex tape. It was them watching it, videotaping them. And it was so funny. It was a viral video. And at the end of the video, my girlfriend's like, I've never seen the real sex tape. And I was like, I've never even heard of it. And she's like, well, let's look it up and watch it together. Look it up on your computer. Look it up. So then I just sit in front of my keyboard like a 28-year-old human man that doesn't know how to navigate the internet at all. Just like, I wouldn't even know. I mean, we can check iTunes. I don't know where to go. You got to pay for something like that, right? And then she's like, don't be stupid, Google it. So I Googled Kim Kardashian sex tape, and there it was, in big ol' purple letters. Some of you are more familiar with Google than others of you, and I'll explain. When you're perusing Google and things pop up in purple, that means you've been here before. Welcome back. Come on in. Who's that, your girlfriend? Let's show her some of this. Remember that one? That one was weird. He watched it 9 times. So, I didn't know what to do, so I just clicked on the website as quick as I could, and I was still logged in, which is so much worse. Yeah.
Thing I'm proud of. Since I've been in LA, the 2 years I'm at 53 pounds. I've lost 53 pounds. Thank you. Well, thank you guys. You guys were like a little slow to clap, like, oh, you're still kind of fat though. I mean, I'm clapping for a half-ass achievement, you know? Couple things besides LA made me want to lose weight. One thing that helped me lose weight was Paula Deen getting fired. Right? You know how hard it was to go to the gym every day? Eat healthy, then when I come home and turn on the TV, I got her looking right at me going, hey y'all, want a mayonnaise cookie? Yes, ma'am, I do. Oh man, when she got fired, I was like, yeah! You reap what you sow, you butter beast. All right. I'm sorry, but when you chase mayonnaise with butter, the devil's coming, all right? Another thing that prompted me to start getting healthy and lose weight was the fact that I hate how fat people get treated in this country, man. We get nickel and dimed as fat dudes. If you want a bigger seat on a plane, it's gonna cost you more money. If I want a bigger shirt, it's gonna cost me more money. I'm sick of the treatment. There needs to be like a civil rights movement for fat people. And I know one thing, we are not gonna march. Right? Gonna be a lot of sit-ins.
You know, they say if you run in place during commercials, you could lose like 1,000 pounds. I think that's what they said. I only read the headline. Laughs will be right back. Laughs is back on. I'm your host, Taylor Tomlinson, and here's some comedians saying some funny stuff. Here's Johnny Beaner.
We're a good match, my wife and I. You know, we fight about little things, or we disagree, I'm told to say, about little things. But the big things we're on the same page, you know? Like, I haven't had white bread in, 7 years. Been with my wife 7 years, haven't had white bread in 7 years. Okay? I don't know what's wrong with white bread. I loved it, grew up eating it. Now all we have at our house is that brown, whole grain, oat wheat crap, you know, with acorns and peanuts sticking out the side of it. What? You cut it open, it looks like it has fleas. I don't know what flaxseed is, but I don't want it in my bread. And I keep forgetting. I'll be like, oh, I gotta go make a sandwich. Oh, that's right, I forgot. All we have is that loaf of trail mix. All right. Guess I'm having cereal for lunch. Then I open up the fridge and find, cage-free almond milk or some other weird... It gets very frustrating. Other married guys, they gotta sneak out of their house to eat donuts, you know? I gotta sneak out of my house to drink 2%. I'm like hiding in the garage, oh yeah. These cows were not treated humanely.
You guys, I just moved to New York City. Okay? And as a result, I've been spending a lot of time alone, okay? And I don't know if you guys do this, but when I'm by myself a lot, I start to talk to myself a little bit. Like the other day, I was in my room, and I saw my neighbor coming out of her house wearing shorts out the window, and I said out loud to myself, like a murderer, going for a jog, pretty lady? She was, okay, she's a healthy woman. But I'm just glad I'm the only person that heard me say that. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's a Law and Order SVU intro if I've ever lived one, and I did.
I was raised where all Arabs are raised, the Deep South. That's where I grew up. It's a lot different. I live in California now. It's a lot different in the Deep South. My 4th day of high school, this guy comes up to me, he goes, hey, look here, Jose. Why do racists stumble? Look here. You need to get your butt back to Mexico where you belong. I said, look, pal, I'm from the Middle East. He goes, what do you mean, like St. Paul, Minneapolis? I said, that's the Midwest. He goes, what do you mean then? I said, man, Lebanon, Jordan, where they filmed Aladdin? Does that help? Now I'm missing a beat. He goes, oh, you're one of them Arabs. Well, look here, Muhammad. You need to get your butt back to Mexico where you belong. What a sad life. My wife is not here. She's not dead. She's just, she's at home cooking and cleaning. Ah, no, that's terrible. Oh, cooking. No, that's awful. She's in the car. No, my wife is lovely woman. She's Italian American, and I am Arab American, and we have the hairiest baby you have ever seen.
We have to take a break, but we know you'll be back because these great comics are coming up next. You love them. We know you do. Welcome back. We have even more comedy. That's all I have to say.
Like, I don't think most people in America are flat out racist anymore. They're not, because I think they're more just like accidentally insensitive. Because I know, because when I'm in the grocery store and somebody's like, ooh, I really like your hair. Can I pet you? Oh. In fact, if you have some sunflower seeds, I'll eat them right out of your hand. We're very exotic, my people. Thank you. Because everybody has their racial moments. Like everybody has, like, I'll tell you mine, it's gonna sound like a weird story, but my ex-husband and I used to have a house in the suburbs, and we moved to this really kind of crappy part of town that they were gentrifying. They were fixing up this part of town. And our house got robbed, no shock, right? And that's where the story gets weird, because I'll be honest with you. I was really hoping that it was a white guy that robbed us. Because I didn't want to just be robbed. I wanted to be burglarized. I had a very specific image in mind of one of those old-timey white dudes in the whole little outfit to come sneaking in with a mask and a knapsack, come in, The Hamburglar, that's what I wanted, the Hamburglar. The Cookie Crisp Kid, that possibly shimmy up my drain pipe, that's what I wanted. But no, it was a regular old black guy that robbed us. And I know he was black because our little old lady white neighbor saw him rob our house, but didn't say anything because she thought he was my relative. And I think that is the most precious part of the story, because that means that we have come so far as African Americans that even when we do screw up, y'all are afraid to call us on it. Because I got robbed by two things, a black man, but white guilt. So free at last. Thank God Almighty, free at last.
Hey, did you know that every full episode of Laughs is on YouTube? Well, now you know. You're welcome.
I don't like kids, man. For those of you that own children, good for you. I don't like kids so much that kids love me. Like, they just find me and they just come up to me and they just want to play with. I'm like, where's your parents? Like, I always got to take them by the hand and go, listen, by court order, I'm not allowed to be within 500 feet of children. I don't like kids because kids are like, they're crazy people. They really are. You ever have a conversation with a 6-year-old kid? It's like talking to somebody on LSD. And then there was a dragon. Good stuff, man. My friend's daughter came in here we were in the living room playing video games, and his daughter runs in. She's like, Daddy, I think there's a monster and it lives under my bed and it wants to eat me. I said, oh, dude, your kid's crazy, bro. She's got paranoid schizophrenia, man. He's all, she's a little girl, man. I'm like, dude, someone your own age runs in and says, bro, there's something living under my bed. I think it wants to eat me. Like, little kids are crazy. We're all crazy, all of us. We just outgrow it. Like, when you see little kids, like, they always run around like, la, 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 la. You go to Australia, la, 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 la. I think that's why when terrorists go crazy, they just run into a building, go, la, 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 and blow up.
All right, this episode, we're gonna try something a little different. Are you ready for it? Are you sure? It's gonna be cool. You're not ready. I'm gonna give you a commercial break to think about it. Laughs will be right back. Welcome back to Laughs. We've seen so many hilarious comedians tonight. Now it's time to shake things up a little bit. Ready? Here we go. So then there's this with Tom Simmons.
A Scottish woman claims that she could smell her husband's Parkinson's disease. That's impressive, right? Because most women in Scotland don't even seem to be able to detect their husband's alcoholism. Edinburgh University didn't believe her, so they tested Joy Milne's theory that people with Parkinson's disease emit a distinct odor. They tested her ability, and guess what? She was able to sniff out folks with Parkinson's disease 100% of the time. She even picked out one from the control group that she said had it. They said she was wrong about it. Turns out later, he has Parkinson's. Come on, man. Drug dogs can't even sniff out cocaine with this kind of accuracy. Worst thing for her is now at parties, everyone's going to want her to smell them. Unfortunately, early this year, Joy's husband died of Parkinson's. Now, she's an optimist. She said, the good news is he no longer smells like Parkinson's. She realized he was dead because of the distinct change in his scent. Is that one mean? That one seems mean.
Finn. It's what French people write at the end of movies when stuff's over. It's pretty good. I'm trying to class this thing up a little bit, so till next week. Finn. Okay. I don't even know if I'm saying this right. I've reached bottom. See if I can claw my way out of it next week. Finn. Oh, hi YouTuber. I don't know your name because you haven't subscribed yet. So right now, you're just YouTuber, a faceless YouTuber. Hit subscribe and I'll learn your name and then we'll be besties. Yay! I promise to never do that again if we become friends. Hit subscribe. Do it. I love you.